Well, fellow artists, let's welcome you to the studio today. What we're going to be talking about today is symmetry and asymmetry, and how it comes and is inspired by the project for sugar skulls. Now, if you don't want to participate in sugar skulls, feel free to make any mask you like that involves symmetry and asymmetry. What are those, you say? Well, let's start with the easy one, symmetry or symmetrical. That simply means that it's the same on both sides. Notice my heart here this is my line of symmetry. Then going on one side, it is exactly the same as the other side. Think of butterflies when you think of symmetry. Then we have asymmetry, which is not the same on both sides. If this is your line of symmetry, then notice my heart goes way over on one side and flops all around on the other side. So it is not the same on both sides. Today with your sugar skull, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be playing with symmetry and asymmetry. First, you've probably already watched the Dia de los Muertos parade that I gave as an introduction. I hope you did, because if you haven't, go back and watch that. It's really good. It shows you that people have parades all over the world. You have them in South America, North America, every continent except the South Pole. And the only reason why we don't have anything at the South Pole is because people don't really live there. Take a look at some of the examples I just printed off the internet. They're really good examples of sugar skulls. Notice very symmetrical when it comes to the eyes, the nose, most of the decoration until you get to the top here. And the rose is not completely symmetrical. Is that okay, boys and girls? Of course it is. Like I said, we're going to be taking symmetry and asymmetry and playing around with it a little bit. Then we have these other ones that I, of course, just downloaded from the internet for visual examples. And you see that most of them are symmetrical. You have the pirate over here, though, that plays with that. So you have one eye, and then the other eye is a flower. And then you have another one down here as a heart. So you get to pretty much do what you like. Here's an example of a completely symmetrical sugar skull or mask that I recently did with the first and second graders. Okay, we will be using the same marker and water technique, but you'll be doing that in week 2. So here we are, we're ready to go. I have my shape here also, my shape sheet here. That's hard to say, just in case we need it. And I have another absolutely adult example of using symmetry and asymmetry. So the cobwebs are symmetrical, the eyes are symmetrical, everything down here at the jawline symmetrical, and then they played with the background to create asymmetry and overlapping. So you can do a variety of things here. You are literally playing around with what parts you're going to keep symmetrical, what parts you're going to keep asymmetrical. Okay? So let's start with the preliminary sheet. The way to do symmetry is always to give yourself a line of symmetry. And the easiest way to do that is by folding your paper. So I'm going to go ahead and fold my paper here. I am going to leave about 4 fingers at the top and make a mark, and about 4 fingers at the bottom to make a mark. I have found over the years that when the kids do the sugar skulls, they like to add a lot of embellishment at the top for hairdos, hats, and at the bottom sometimes they put these out of ratio bodies on that are very nice looking also. So we want to leave ourselves some amount of room to do that. When I think about half a skull, I think of a guitar. It's just the easiest thing for me to think of. And then what I often do is turn it upside down. So I start with the top of my guitar here, I come in and I go out. And I didn't quite make that mark, that's okay. So once again, I have the fold for my line of symmetry. that I'm going to then use with a black crayon because I want to get this part right. So this part is almost always symmetrical. So I have my guitar body there. And then I'm going to unfold it and refold it. So now that part is hidden on the inside. It's a little harder to see this way, but if I flip it over, I can see it a little better. I'm not sure that you guys can see that very well, but when you're here in person, you can definitely see it. So I just go along that line and I rub with my scissors. I always use the handle because if you use the metal part, of course, that's going to scrape. Open it up. Ta-da, here we go. So if you noticed, I did invert that so that I have that at the top now and I have the bottom. This is when you have to start really thinking about what you'd like to accomplish. I would like to do the eyes, nose, and mouth symmetrical. I'm using a pencil because I want to make sure I get everything really nice. So I start with that, and then, you know me, I like flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and add a flower motif inside. And then I think I'm going to do half circles all around. I'm adding it in pencil first, just because I'm afraid of messing up. With a pencil, you can always erase. And then my eyebrows, I don't think I'm going to do that right now. What I am going to do, I'm going to do a heart right down the middle. So make a half a heart right there. What would I like to do on the side? I know, you know me and my flowers. Definitely like that. There we are. Move down to the nose. Oh, you know what? I can add an upside down heart. That works for me. I always like a nice, cheerful mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and come down and around. Oh, that's going to look bad here. So it's going to make lips look very awkward. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. I am going to add teeth. I don't want much of a gap in between, so I'll have circles. Of course, I do little chiclet teeth. There we are. And let's go ahead and add just a line like this for how I'm going to do my flower. Now you get to do whatever you like. So go over this carefully because I've done it so small with our black crayon. All right, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and open this up, unfold it, refold it, and rub. You're going to want to concentrate on what you've just created, staying right on top of it. Here's the nose, here's the beginnings of the teeth. Try not to just go all over crazy, because if you start doing that, then you might tear your paper. Ah, there we go. I need a little more down here. Let's go ahead, close it up a little more down there. Right on the line, open it up. A little more up at the heart, a little more at the flower there. Oh, I forgot to do that flower completely. All right. Oh, yeah, that works much better. So I have this. Keep going around. Now, the more time you take doing this part well will show how much craftsmanship you have used on the complete project. And we're going to use a different technique next week when you tune in on how to paint this. We're not going to really be painting it the way you're familiar with. This has created some really good symmetry here. Move the flower bud this way. Let's finish the mouth up. Oh, I didn't do that tooth. Rather than guessing, let's get almost there. And then go ahead and close it up again. Where was that? I think it was right along this edge. Ah, I missed it again. All right, I think I got it this time. There we go. Now, as I said, I wanted to play a little bit with the symmetry. So instead of taking this and just going ahead and leaving it like this, I'm going to add some asymmetrical features. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to add a big flower right about here. I've started with this flower motif. I'm just going to keep sailing with it. There's a flower there. Let's make a stem. Or actually, I guess that looks more like a petal. Now some of this is going to go behind. There we go. And then I could add a butterfly, because I know that one inspirational picture did show that. Or maybe I'm just going to add a different kind of flower. Maybe I'm just going to do, I think that's what I'm doing. All right. I kind of like that. Kind of fills in the background a little bit. Looks a little bit like confetti. Kind of goes with that. Now I want to create a nice composition, a diagonal composition. So I'm going to come down this way, kind of do the same thing. This time I'm going to go with a different kind of flower. Now, of course, you do you. And another leaf. And I really kind of like that idea, so I'm just going to go with that. It kind of looks like petals being flung around. There we go. I like that. Well, let's make it a little stronger. There we are. Now, if I would like, I can add, I need to balance some things out a little more. Let's add in, I don't know, kind of like that. I'm going to leave it like that. Maybe I'm going to do the rest with the color. So I have a symmetrical sugar skull or a mask, completely up to you. Like I said, we talked about that. Masks are created all over every continent except the South Pole. And then I created some asymmetry with a strong diagonal composition. I used mostly organic shapes, but I did use a bit of the geometric because there's your heart, there's some circles. You could add all kinds of things in there. I don't know, it's kind of bothering me that there's nothing here and here. Maybe I could add, here, let's sketch something in. What about a heart? No, I don't really like that. Maybe I should go with another line of half circles. Or maybe I want to sketch in another flower. No, then it looks like she has ears. I guess it could look like that, like hair, maybe. I don't know. What else could I do? I could have done a body. Could have come down here and added a little arms. I know some of my friends have done that in the past where they've added a little body to come off. Kind of a crazy little neck like that. Of course, you know me, I always add mittens. Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't know. What do you think? Could be like Bob Ross to add a happy little tree in there. Ooh, I know. Maybe just a little butterfly. Asymmetrical butterfly. Because I don't want to necessarily add the paper. So here's how it's going to go. There's my antenna. Here's a little body. Oh, I think I'm liking that. Then I'll make a smaller one up there. Let's see if I can come around, point it, come down. I think that works. Oh, and then I could have it landing on a flower or about to land on a flower. Nah. Make pseudo concentric circles. That would be a circle inside of a circle. Let's flatten it out some. Oh, I could have made that into a mushroom too. I guess I wasn't thinking about that. And then here's my little butterfly this way. Oh yeah, I like that. And then just little lines. Not so much. It's okay. That's what an eraser is for. So I think I'm going to make these wings a little lighter, more linear like, wispy. See, even the best of us have to erase. That's just how it is sometimes. Now his backside's a little too big. Well, we don't want that to happen. There we are. Yep, I think that works out. And then, of course, I would go over that with my, yeah, I think that's better. I don't know that I like this very much there. Thought it would work, but it really doesn't. There. Now that can be like a mushroom if I want. So then go over this. Before you're wrapping it up for today, you should have something in the foreground to go ahead and get it done. I'm not going to add too much detail to my butterfly today because that will be left for the marker the next time we're together. Let's go ahead. Ooh, this is a little small for our butterfly. Crayon's a little clumsy there, so probably wouldn't make anything smaller than about my thumb. Because see how clumsy that got with the crayon? Didn't work out really well. So there we go. We have some symmetry included with our geometric and organic shapes, and we have some asymmetry. Now, if you choose not to do the sugar skull, that is completely fine, but please incorporate the geometric shapes, the organic shapes, symmetry, and asymmetry into your work of art. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week when we start using the markers. Have a good one. Bye-bye.